and prior statements and declarations of Jennifer Howell should be excluded in their entirety. Plaintiff listed Jennifer Howell as a person with knowledge of the claims and defenses of this case in response to the defendant's first set of interrogatories. But after disposing, we got some kick-ass weed. After disposing Ms. Howell, it became clear that she had and has no direct knowledge of any of the claims or defenses in this case. Her testimony is completely based on hearsay and hearsay within hearsay, and it's irrelevant or more unfairly prejudicial than probative. Ms. Howell's testimony does not satisfy any exception to the hearsay rule under blah, 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 and should therefore be excluded from evidence pursuant to blah, blah, blah. Plaintiff is designated portion of Ms. Howell's testimony where she described Whitney Henriquez, Ms. Hurt's sister, speaking on the phone in another room with an unknown person, and Ms. Henriquez then telling her that the person had said Amber had cut off the plaintiff's finger. Here's the thing with Jennifer Howell. I don't see, because she was close to Whitney. She knew Amber, wasn't very close to JD. What would be the point of her making up a story like this? Why? Why would you want to make up a story like this? Who wants to get involved in like legal shit? Ain't nobody want to testify in something, man. It's a fucking headache. It's very time consuming. And you probably have to hire your own damn lawyers, and it costs money and stuff. So I think because there were so many people that turned against Amber, and especially since, a lot of, actually none of Amber's friends even testified for her in person, I think it really just shows what kind of person that she was. These allegations based on hearsay also describe Ms. Howell's declaration submitted in the case and her witness statement submitted in the UK litigation, whereas plaintiff has pointed out different evidentiary rules applied. The game of telephone also constitutes hearsay within hearsay under rule blah blah, as there are no exception to either the alleged statements from the unknown caller or Ms. Henriquez's statements. The testimony should therefore be excluded. Yeah, I don't know. When Jennifer Howell was when Jennifer Howell testified, I think at that point the jury was probably checked out, because it was like towards the end of the day, it was video and it was very chopped up and it was kind of confusing. Pooping in someone's bed, auto breakup, but not if it's accidental, because accidental pooping can happen. Plaintiff has designated another portion of Ms. Howell's testimony where she describes an incident involving Amber throwing a glass of wine at her sister Whitney. Howell witness statement. Ms. Howell also testified that Ms. Henriquez told her that Amber beat her throughout her whole life. This account is again solely based on the alleged conversation she had with Ms. Henriquez, and it's once again based on pure hearsay. Ms. Howell never witnessed any abuse by Ms. Hurd against anyone. In addition, evidence of Ms. Hurd's alleged not the actual word, of her sister is completely irrelevant as to whether Ms. Hurd suffered A by Mr. Depp, and by any more means and prejudicial than probative should be excluded pursuant to da-da-da-da. So I think we get more of the Jennifer Howell stuff. Let me see if we can find it. Ms. Howell's statement, declaration, and testimony also tells a tale of how defendant had pushed Ms. Henriquez down the stairs when she was trying to stop Ms. Hurd from attacking Johnny. Again, her knowledge of this incident is based solely on an alleged conversation with Ms. Henriquez. It is hearsay without exception. Ms. Henriquez's alleged attempts to contact her about the UK litigation are likewise hearsay and completely irrelevant to this litigation. Again, Jennifer Howell wasn't even someone that was contacted by Johnny Depp. What happened was Whitney brought up Jennifer Howell because Whitney said, after the staircase incident, I was so traumatized that I had to leave the apartment and I had to sleep on my boss's floor. But here is the thing. If your sister was being attacked by her husband, why the fuck would you leave the apartment? Why wouldn't you either take your sister with you to the boss's floor, or if your sister didn't want to leave, which makes sense because sometimes there are cases, or many cases, where victims of they don't want to leave their partner, right? They want to stay with them. Why didn't you just stay with your sister? Why wouldn't you be there to make sure that she would be okay? Like, I wouldn't be comfortable leaving like my sister with an abuser, right? You would want to be there and make sure like, hey, I'm there like next door to make sure like if anything happens, I'm there and I'm going to protect you. Doesn't really make sense why she would be like, yeah, like Johnny tried to push my sister down the stairs. Oh no, Johnny was hitting my sister and almost pushed me down the stairs. And then my reaction was that I decided to leave and go sleep on my boss's floor. Like, why wouldn't you be there to protect your sister, right? I don't know. That to me just didn't make sense, right? Small stuff like that just kept adding up. And that's why at the very end of the day, I think, people just didn't believe her. Same thing with the jury as well. Yeah, or call the cops, right? Because Whitney knew AH was safe. Yeah, because Whitney knew that AH was, she was she was a scary one. I think Blow is JD's best performance. Blow is pretty good. I think Blow is really good. And there was one where he was, there's so many of them that are so good though. Because his, sorry, this is gonna be off topic, but his like wide array of like different like characters that he's done, they're also different from each other. Like you got like the kooky, wonky ones, and then you got like the serious drug lord ones, and then you have the ones in the middle where he's just like a normal guy or he's like a detective. I don't know, it's crazy. And especially when he does the voices. I didn't know that he can still do the Willy Wonka voice. Recently, he met with like a fan, and there was like this kid, and then like he did the Willy Wonka voice, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because we saw him on trial. His voice was so deep, and like like he talks like this, and he smokes a lot of cigarettes. But yeah, he did the Willy Wonka voice, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck? That's so crazy." Yeah, so he's very he's definitely very fucking talented because type of acting he does is not just limited to one role. It's like everything. Black Mass. Yeah, I enjoyed Black Mass too. I enjoyed Black Mass. It was pretty sad at the end though. And there was one where he was like an undercover agent that defected. That was really sad too. I forgot what that one was called. All right. Ms. Howell also testified respecting statements Paige Heard, Ms. Heard's mother, now deceased, allegedly made to her about plaintiff and defendant's relationship and defendant's relationship with Elon Musk. Once again, these statements in the deposition, declaration, and witness statements are hearsay, do not fall under the rule, blah, 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 blah. The statement, for example, that Mr. Husk, the statements, for example, that Mr. Musk had gifted Ms. Heard a Tesla or multiple Teslas and that she found that they were bugged, in addition to alleged statements about a battle between Mr. Musk and Ms. Heard's over embryo. These would be salacious headlines, but are completely irrelevant to the case and based on alleged statements of a woman who is no longer living. The testimony and evidence from Ms. Howell should likewise be excluded pursuant to blah, along with excluding any other evidence, testimony, references, or claims about the same subject from the other witness, custodian, and source for the same reason. Yeah, when I read Jennifer Howell's declaration, I was like, what the hell? There's like a lot of craziness in here. We don't have like evidence to back up some of the stuff that she said, but yeah, if it's true, it is pretty fucking wild. And then also bugging Teslas. Like, I thought all Teslas could be tracked. It's not like a standard feature. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I think she was the only friend that was there because they were packing together to go to Coachella, right? Yeah. I don't know. That's just some nasty trifling shit. Nasty. Ms. Howell's additional testimony is irrelevant and purely prejudicial. Testimony that she never saw Mr. Depp appear intoxicated, or that she never saw Ms. Heard intoxicated is also irrelevant. Certainly far more prejudicial than probative. All right, so they do not like Jennifer Howell because she rebuts a lot of the things that Whitney said and what Amber said.